Hey Becca, so just really quick, so this is kind of that sheet that we wanted. This is that sheet that we wanted filled out, and I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible, just so that you can kind of look through it. If you have questions about expenses, if you need us to fill out like a sheet to categorize expenses so that you kind of know where they go, that would be totally fine with us as well. I mean, right now we're pretty busy, so I don't expect like this to really come out perfectly clean, but it does help us quite a bit. And our last bookkeeper was just kind of putting stuff in willy-nilly. So that's why I'm kind of sending you this video. So it's pretty simple. I mean, we just put in our actual sales. We'd have you do that for us. Like in March, it says we had $9,000 in sales. I'm pretty sure that we had closer to like, I think it was like 15,000 or something. I think it was a pretty high number, 18,000. So I'm not quite sure where they got that number from. You come down here, you can look at our actual bank balance. If you can see that, if we can hook into our Chase Bank, that would be awesome if you could put that in there. Don't worry about any of these. These are just for us to play around as we're projecting what we're going to do for the year. So the crew and truck revenue planning, the employee pay planning, the owner's salary, and the admin staff. That's all kind of ours that we work with. But this expense planning and tracking, this is really where we'd like some help if possible. If you can go through and fill out like how much we spend on gas and auto maintenance, more just so gas. I don't really think we do a lot of maintenance besides occasionally like an oil change or something like that. Chemicals and supplies, um, equipment rentals, we don't do any of that. Small tools and supplies, we do buy quite a bit off of a company called WCR. So you see those expenses come through, that should belong there. Our chemicals and supplies are so little that I really wouldn't worry too much about that one. Subcontractors expense, we don't use those. And then this is a big one that they weren't doing anything with, is I'd love if we could get all of our payroll put in there. So I'm assuming that you should be able to see that coming through. We use QuickBooks payroll, so you should be able to see that coming out of our bank account. So if you can enter in how much payroll we're doing, that would be awesome. Advertising and promotions, that would be anything from Google, Facebook. We have a couple of other sources, Vistaprint as well. There's a couple of other ones that I can write down for you. Like I said, if you have questions on vendors, let us know. We're more than happy to answer about them. Auto and equipment repairs, that would be any oil changes, anything like that. Bank service charges, credit card. Come down here, continuing ed. This number should stay the same. Same with dues and subscriptions. I don't know where they got lost there, but we do have a couple for like our CRM, for QuickBooks, for I know there's a couple that I can't think off the top of my head. So that would be awesome if we could get those put in the right place. I think that they've been putting them down here in office expenses. So if we can get those flipped up there, that would be great. Um, Beyond that, insurance, that one should be pretty simple. Meals and entertainment. That one we do a couple of those every month. Patrick and I do eat out a few times, and then we do usually do at least one or two lunch days a week, or excuse me, a month for the guys. Office expenses, owner salary, payroll for admin. Don't worry about this one. This one should stay the same. Office expenses, we should have pretty minimal expenses there. Most of the time, that would come from places like Best Buy or something like that. Down here, these professional fees, that would be our bookkeeping fee for you guys, which I think is like 150. And then it would be what we'd pay to get you guys to file our taxes, which should be included in April, but those guys obviously didn't finish it for last month. Rent, we do have a storage unit, it's $70 a month, and then we do pay I think $400 a month for our little office. Utilities, we don't have any of those. Shop supplies and tools, we don't have anything there as well. Uniforms, we do have a small expense there, and I don't know why it isn't included in there. They put it somewhere else. Those would come through a company called 4imprint. And then down here, HR and recruiting, we do a little bit off of Indeed. Interest paid, that one's kind of a tough one. We don't really pay anything on the credit card because we pay it off every month, but we do on the vans. I don't have an amortization schedule on the first van. On the second van, I will see if I can get one for you. And then if you come down here, if you can fill these out for us too, Becca, that would be great. But large equipment and assets, so like if we see a massive purchase come through from Home Depot, for example, like we just spent $1,200 on ladders the other day there, Anything over 300 bucks, if you will just send us an email asking what it is, I would be more than happy to provide you the information on it. Anything over 300 bucks that we spend, we would probably like, as long as it's equipment, we would like included in this category. Cash down on the vehicle. We just put some cash down this month, so that would be included somewhere in there. Monthly loan payments. I'll get you the numbers for those as well. And then owner's draws. We shouldn't have anything for this month. We did for January and February. And then finally, other cash is not in the P&L. So hopefully that makes sense, Becca. If you can start filling this out, if it doesn't work out, no big deal. We just need a more accurate P&L, more accurate bookkeeping. And so really hoping that this switch over, we can get a little more customized. So